Hello again, another mailbag video here, and this time I let some mail accumulate before I opened it. That way I'd have a little bit more to show on video. And if you're in the Discord, you may have seen some of these things already. Some of them have already been opened because it's been a little bit, probably about a month since some of these came in, but I figured I would go ahead and show them anyways. So, the easiest thing to show are these two PrairieTek Prairie 180s. These came in. Only one of them works. I think it's this one that works. Doesn't really matter. But one of them was dead, so the seller sent me a second one, and he was so kind about that error that he sent me a quantum GoDrive as well, which does also work. These are all 20 megabyte drives, I believe, unless this is a 120. I'm not sure. I haven't actually plugged it in, other than to see if it spins up. But these drives do work. We will demo them in a little bit, as we always do. The next thing that I opened, that you may have seen if you're in the Discord, is this. The Quantum Q2040 with the DC spindle motor. This took a lot of work to get it to even spin. Now that it's spinning, you can see some of the damage from the shipping. Wow, this camera will not focus today. You can see some of the shipping damage that was done to this board, which is just horrible. But it was shipped in a form-fitting box with exactly zero protection around it. I mean, components are split in half. Transistors are ripped off their legs. There's a whole chip that got ripped off. It's not in great shape. I'm working with someone right now to get this control board fixed up. That way it'll actually work. Then we can see if the rest of the drive works. I'm hoping it does. Next is this beast, which is upside down, although not really. Did the camera just flip on its own? I can't tell. But it's an IBM 62PC Piccolo. This was the smallest hard drive in the world in 1979. And I got this for a really good price. All the cables have been cut. I don't know how I'm going to run it or even test it. But it does still have its electronics, or appears to have most of them. There doesn't appear to be any severe internal damage. So, you know, at some point we'll have to power this thing up and see what it does. This and the Quantum I'm not going to demo in this video because I can't really do anything with them right now. But that's pretty neat. And now, onto the packages. Yay! So let me clean up my desk a little bit, and we'll get to opening actual mail. This first package, I do know what this is off the bat. This I've been holding on to the longest because I wanted to open it on video for this video. This is going to be an eBay episode, I guess, so let me grab the knife and we'll get it open. This is packed pretty well, but you may be able to count how many how many there are in this package. Let me see if I can even get one out. There's one. And these did not come from Dream Hardware. I guess they're just packaged the same. Get this box out of the way. You may see that there are 5 objects here. Let's get some of these unwrapped. These are all the same. I do know that. But I think you'll be impressed at just how much I got for what I paid. Right off the bat, that drive is probably dead. Look at the dents and the scarring on that. No faceplate either, but it's not a big deal. These are Miniscribe 3212 pluses. See if you can see through the package there. Probably not, because it won't focus. 3212 plus. All 5 of them are. Supposedly they're all dead. I hope they're not all in this condition, but I hope I can at least fix one. See how bad is this one. Huh? No rattling bits. Maybe it's okay-ish. This one is pristine by comparison. Another 3212 plus. All the screws are in it. You know, warranty seal isn't broken. Accepted by BP, 6/19/87. I don't know who BP is. Maybe the gas, actually the oil company? I don't know. Control board doesn't look bad, but it looks like they actually, instead of connecting the LED to the board, they had it connected to something else for indication. I don't know what that would have been. I don't think any of these are parked, but we'll find out if any of them work. On to the next one. Another pretty clean example that says accepted by BP. Same date, too. I wonder what these were all in machines were in. That one's got another pretty big dent in the lid, but no horrible rattling. Not soldered onto this one. Don't know why. This camera will not stay in focus today, huh? All right, next one. This one is accepted at a later date, apparently. 7/6 of 87. No dents in the lid on this one. At least not anything major. Pretty scuffed up, though. This one does have a wire soldered to it. And it has a faceplate. And both of the last two have one drive rail, but not the other. Again, no idea where these would have come from. Slightly different lid. This one has an FCC ID, which is unusual for an internal component. Yes, it has a faceplate. I don't see soldered wire anywhere. Has one rail on it. Again, these are all 3212 pluses. Again, I still don't know where any of them came from necessarily, but I got all 5 of these for $50, including shipping. So, not a bad deal at all. If one of them works or if one of them can be made to work, I'll be plenty happy. On to the next package. I'm pretty sure I know what this is as well, and it's not as exciting, but we'll open it anyways. Yep, it's exactly what I thought it was. This is a 50-pin SCSI to 50-pin laptop SCSI adapter. That way I can test laptop SCSI drives on my primary bench machine without modification. I think I remember what this one is, and I think it's also not very exciting, but we'll open it as well. This is actually not for the collection necessarily, but this is an early 128 gig SSD, microSATA specifically. I believe it's a Samsung. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But this is actually here for a project on my main channel. I just thought it might have been fitting. But this is going to be adding as a secondary hard drive to this Latitude Z600, which it won't focus on. Focus, please. Thank you. But I'm adding it as a secondary hard drive to this, because this also already has 128 gig SSD in it. So dual SSDs will make this quite the powerhouse, I think. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. This came from another Discord user that I'm on good terms with. I'm pretty sure that's what this is, and I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Yep, it's exactly what I thought it was. This is the trashed 8425 that he offered to me for cost of shipping. This drive actually has a massive head crash inside of it. Might even be able to hear that. That's pretty bad. But it does have a good control board, and I have an 8425 that needs a control board. So this is perfect. I don't remember at all what this is, but we're going to open it up and see. It's an early Hitachi laptop drive. Very chunky, but also this is a... I don't remember exactly how big it is, but I remember it being pretty large. DK212A-81, if you want to look it up. We'll have to test that later, see if it works any. I don't remember what this is either, but again, we'll find out. I do remember what these are. These are a pair of 8425S's Macintosh 20 megabyte hard drives. These are the SCSI version with the Apple ROM, which doesn't make really any difference. Supposedly, this one is dead. The cover looks pretty worse for wear, and it has been opened. This one has not been. I think he said this one was untested. But I got these for essentially the cost of shipping. These were basically free, and worst case, there's a couple good parts on here that I can use. Pretty Miniscribe dominated video here, but we're going to open this one next, and then I have one more, at least for today. And then I have a couple other things coming in, and you'll probably see those in about another week or two. So let's pop this open and see what it is. I don't remember what this one is, but I know what the next one is. I didn't think these would be in so soon, that's why I didn't guess what they are. This is a batch of 5 WD Caviar 2850s. I believe they're all 2850s. And the seller said untested, probably not working, but we're going to find out for all 5 of them. Yep, they were all 2850s, and only one of them had a note which says 5 bad blocks, which means it probably works, but just has a couple bad blocks. Shocker. We'll test them more thoroughly and find out later. At least in this video, we're only going to spin them up. And this monstrosity is the last box, and I do know what this is. Again, if you've seen the Discord, you know what this is. This is the boxed HyperDrive kit by General Computer Corporation, which was originally a kit to add a hard disk drive to your Macintosh 512K before Apple added SCSI to their computers with the, I think the 512K-E and the Plus got it. But this is not that. This is before then. So this was adding an MFM RLL hard drive to one of those machines, and Apple actually endorsed it as a non-warranty voiding service. Well, this is a boxed set of that kit. Even though I don't have a 512K and have no interest in having a 512K, I just need the drive out of it to repair something much more interesting that I have, which hopefully you'll see in a future video. That said, if anyone wants the rest of the HyperDrive kit, send me a message on Discord or via email or leave a comment. Get in touch somehow, and we'll work out a deal, because I don't need the rest of it. There it is. It looks like we do have to open this box as well. It's like opening a gross computery time capsule. Ooh. Come on, you. Is this upside down? I don't know. Text this right side up. I figured that would be right side up. Ooh, fancy. Look at that. Power supply. Look at that crazy looking fan. I don't know. This is all Mac stuff. I don't really know what all this stuff is. But I got a really good deal on this, I think. I paid just about a quarter of what he was asking for it. So, but there it is. The MMI 112, the drive that all this was for. I hope it survived. Well, the spindle isn't seized, and the little die thing on the top is not cracked. Also, if it'll focus, this has some crazy suspension. Look at that. But we'll get this sucker out of there, and we'll see what it's got to offer. Well, there it is, the MMI 112. It's a little bit different than the ones I've seen online. And it's a little bit different than the prototype 212 that I have, which uses the same chassis, for the most part. I'm hoping that that EEPROM is good, and maybe even socketed, so that I can fix my prototype 212. But we'll have to see about that. Why is this not focusing today? I don't understand. But we'll test this drive separately shortly, and you'll hopefully hear an MMI 112 spin up. We're going to start by testing the PrairieTek Prairie 120. These have to actually be commanded to spin up. And there it is, 21 megabytes. Here's the Quantum GoDrive 120AT. Now those were all drives I knew were working. I don't know about this one. It sure seems like it's working. Here's the first Caviar. Yeah, that one's junk. Here's the second one. It seems to be working. Third one. That one seems good. 4 out of 5. I wonder if that's a different firmware version, because that one either sounds different or is not working. Here's the last one. That's 3 out of 5 working. One of them is marginal, possibly works, or is resuscitatable. I guess that'll be the word for this. Well, for $15, I do not feel bad. That means basically $5 per working drive plus 2 dead ones for free. Let's test one of those 8425s. Oh, it sure tried. Let's give it one more go. It seems like it needs oil. And or exercise. But we know this one has a massive head crash, so I'm not too worried about it. Here's the 8425S that's opened. Nada. Here's the one with its warranty seal still intact. Perfect! That's exactly what it's supposed to do. Oh, it's in diagnostic mode. It doesn't need to be in diagnostic mode, though. Alright, this is the worst of the 3212 pluses. No spin at all. Interestingly, this one doesn't have a terminator resistor installed. No activity. I bet it's just stuck. Again, no terminator. No activity, but like the other one, I can actually hear squealing, which probably indicates that it's trying to move, but the stepper's just stuck. This one does have a terminator. More squealing and no movement. The last of the 3212 pluses. This one does have a terminator as well. Bearings are bad. Actually, that might be a head crash. We'll pop the lid and find out. Ooh, last screws under the warranty seal. We're going to avoid our warranty. Miniscribe won't give us another one. That's all the screws out of her. In theory. Let's see if we can get this cover off. Well, I'll tell you something. If there's ever something that Miniscribe put quality into, it's their gaskets. That was really hard to get off. And sure enough, there's a crash around the center there. That looks like it's okay. Sure enough, that stepper is locked up good. Good and tight. That's why it wasn't spinning. Let's pour some oil down her. Swap to a different piece of foam so I don't destroy my good one. We're going to use our weapon of choice here. Good old WD-40. Fixes everything. Get that right down the stepper shaft. Why not? Still locked up tight, but that's nothing some pliers can't fix. Sometimes with Miniscribes, you have to back the interrupter arm off a little bit to be able to grab onto the shaft to exercise them. Now that that's loosened back a little bit, you can reset your track 0 adjustment, which is by drag the heads all the way back as far as they'll go, and then screw it down where it's blocking the sensor. Let's see if it moves at all. That's good. Not blinking an error, though. My track 0 is not adjusted properly. Alright, and that is as far back as the stepper goes. And that seems like track 0 to me, so we're going to just push it forward a little bit and try again. Alright, I adjusted that a bit more and pulled the heads all the way into the inside track so we could see what it does. Why are you like this? I hate adjusting interrupters on Miniscribes. Anyways, you can see the drive is spinning and seeking now. It's probably not going to initialize all the way because this is still rather stiff. And because, obviously, massive head crash. But that won't stop it from starting, necessarily. I could sit here and adjust this more back and forth, but that's boring and probably not what you want to see. That said, this platter is very pitted from that head. That head must be bouncing or something. That slider is knocking into the platter and denting it, and that's what's causing this massive head crash no matter where it goes. So, this drive is just junk. Or at least those heads are, and this platter is. But you can see it's definitely a 3425 or 3650 spindle. Interesting enough. You'll see these in a later video anyways. These are coming up as well for the diagnostic and repair video. You're getting a little taste of it with that. That those other two Miniscribes and several IMIs will be in. The last drive I have for you today is this. The MMI 112, which is what all of this was really leading up to. This is the drive I really wanted out of all of this. It sure sounds like it's working. Does appear to be an EEPROM, and that does appear to be a Z8 ROMless, but it's not socketed, so I'm going to have to find a way to get that out of there to test it. Well, to read it, and then to fix my 212, which I will show you in just a moment. Now, the 212 was always meant to be that drive in a 5 1/4 inch bracket from the factory. This is my 212, which has a different stepper, same physical chassis. The board is 5 1/4 inches, not just the drive. So this is actually a bespoke special thing, and I'm inclined to believe that it may be a prototype because that EEPROM is outside and socketed. However, that EEPROM is damaged, and so the drive does nothing. The hope is that the boards are similar enough, which they use the same CPU and the same EEPROM at least, and the same metal mechanism, that I can get one working drive, that one, to revive this second drive, and hopefully have two fully working drives at the end of this. Anyways, thank you very much for taking a look at my mail with me, which is a strange thing I never thought I'd say. Interestingly, we had a lot of good ones, we had a couple bad ones, better haul than last time, I think. Anyways, appreciate this. Come back next time, and I'll have a couple other drives to show you. Thank you very much for watching.